Hi there, good day, and welcome to Marble Horse TV. And I suppose we're still recovering from the. It feels like a loss, but obviously it's not a loss, right? We drew, obviously, 0-0 with Leeds United on Sunday. I'm recording this on Tuesday afternoon UK time. But I want to talk about, as you can see in the picture there, Monsieur Nicolas Pepe in his own native tongue, French. Um, Thing is that there's this thing about Arteta was unprofessional. How? He just said it's unacceptable. What's wrong in that? It was unacceptable. If you're manager, right, in any avenue, you have to be able to call out your employees, your subordinates, your staff, if they do things. You can't defend the indefensible. All he did was just say it's unacceptable, right? And the thing is, you look at it this way. Sometimes managers say things in public, but in private, the scene's totally different. Look at someone like, if I can use his example, Jose Mourinho, right? A lot of the things he says about players in public are not always favourable. In private, though, it could be different. Yes, I know Jose Mourinho does have a toxic attitude towards some players, but I do think that that is to some extent about building a siege mentality. That's what he's about. And also, Jose's like a very no nonsense, nonchalant kind of person. That's just his persona, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that we like to second guess based on public things what happens, but a lot of shit happens at football clubs that the average fan wouldn't know about. That remains hidden, and rightly so. You don't want to, for various reasons, air your dirty laundry in public, as it were. So I don't know. I just think we need to just accept it as it is. Yes, Pepe fucked up, but personally, I would start him in the Europa League game and see how shit goes from there. Okay then, so next story. Um, just bear with me a moment. Yeah, next story is this. Um, Hang on just a moment. Sorry everybody, just my apologies. I just need to get the proper article. Um, Damn. Actually, you know what? Whilst I'm here, I want to talk about something about our good friends from the Bar of Haringey. They haven't won. They may be top of the league now, but they have not won a league title in what, almost 60 years. Not won an FA Cup in almost 29 years, and don't even have a half of our global brand and fan base. Good old Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I just want to touch on this because it is something pertinent to all clubs. That they've recently announced a loss of, um, loss of, well, almost £64. Sorry, £64 million. Um, Now, last season, I think they were in the Champions League last season, right? But they didn't get that far. Um, and of course, they didn't win anything. Yet we won something, haha. But that's by the by. Now, this is an interesting point. The revenues for the year were 402.4 million, down from 600 because lack of matchday revenue, I guess. They say the club attributes it to lower Champions League receipts, which they received for the final in 2019. Um, I suppose actually, um, would clubs classify? Because usually what clubs do is at the end of the season financial year is generally the end of June, but the season extended beyond June. So would they classify that in terms of this year or last year? I'm not sure, but I I suppose it's just a poignant reminder of you know. But looking at Spurs, they obviously had you know, a stadium debt. I suppose, to be fair, that may not be an impact, because just like our stadium debt is a long-term structural thing, so that shouldn't be a pressing issue. But for them, their business model is based largely on ours in high match day income, because they're going to have NFL games, concerts. We still have concerts, stores, visitor attraction. I suppose their museum. Well, they haven't got much history, so I don't know what museum they're talking about. But so they're saying it's an irrecoverable loss of income. Um, so, you know, it's just a really a reminder of um, I'm seeing here that for a maximum of 4,000 to be allowed. So I think it is indoor venues in tiers 1 and 2 um, of the lockdown process. Well, obviously after the general lockdown ends, I think in the second in England, can have a maximum of 1,000 spectators with capacity across indoor limited to 50%. So I think it's either up to 4,000 or 50%, whichever is lower. Now, obviously, for our store, half our stadium will be what, 30,000 roughly. So yeah, definitely 4,000. Now, this is good news in principle. The thing is that how would clubs organize this in logistically? You know, would you only be allowed to buy one ticket per season? Doesn't matter which, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League. Um, doesn't matter whether you're a red member, season ticket. Because the thing is, if you're a season ticket holder, right, say what, platinum, gold level, silver level, you may think, well, you know what, as a season ticket holder, I've bought for the entire season. But then again, we must have at least 4,000 silver members and platinum and gold all at once. Plus, if you're a red member, right, as a red member, you have the right. You bought. Like, I have a red membership. Um, so on that basis, the red membership, I have a right to buy any Premier League or any ticket of any match. Um, so does that mean I miss out and every other red member misses out? They have to formulate some kind of like administrative process, whether some kind of lottery, or they have to ensure that someone doesn't cheat the system. So you can't say, well, all right, well, I don't know. I think clubs have to work out some kind of system as to how to fairly allocate it, because I don't think it's fair just for someone to say they have a season ticket so they can get to see every game, but someone with like let's say a platinum level, or I don't know, gets to see every, and a silver doesn't. Or but yeah, as I say, in principle this is a good idea, but in practice I think it needs a bit more work, in honesty. um, and yeah, uh, that's just my view at the moment. So apologies for the technical difficulties in recording this. I hope it wasn't too distracting, and I'll see you next time.